Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Call Dad. It's a podcast where I sit down with my kids, Sullivan and Emily, and we talk about life's crazy moments.
New episodes of Let's Call Dad are available every Thursday.
Wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube.
Welcome to Let's Call Dad. Hey guys.
Should we all try and hit a note
No.
and just see if we can do a chord?
Yeah, let's hit a random note and see what chord it makes, okay?
Okay, ready?
It's gonna be really bad.
Okay, but what vowel are we doing?
Ah, for sure.
Okay, ready?
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Emily, we harmonized.
I know, damn it. I was going to go like, oh.
Well, you didn't do anything. You chose the only one.
That was good.
I know.
That was really
Deep bass.
good. Were you a bass?
No, I was more of a tenor.
Tenor.
Really?
I could drop a bass down.
I can drop a bass down.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Let's Call Dad. Oh, I have a frog in my throat.
This episode is about, you guessed it, music.
Yeah, based on our singing earlier. That's when you
Yes.
guessed, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't give you an opportunity to really guess, but you guessed it.
You guessed it. It's
If you
about
did.
music.
Great guess, you guys.
So today we're talking specifically about different music from what we listen to now versus what we used to listen to versus how we listen to our music, and this is all coming out when everyone just dropped their Spotify Wrapped on all their stories.
Right.
So very relevant to talk about our music tastes and how they're different from one another, for sure. So I personally did not drop my Spotify Wrapped, if you follow me on MED blog, because I was embarrassed of one of my artists.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wait, can you... I want to... Who is it? Drop it now, right now.
I'm going to. Usually... And
yeah, wait, do you know what a Spotify Wrapped is?
I
guess
do
we're
not.
We're kind of jumping the gun.
So I kind of the only thing I listen to on Spotify is actually our podcast.
Oh, really?
So I'm kind of getting into it,
mm-hmm.
but I am more like a Sirius XM
Okay.
kind of guy. So
That's very
Father figure.
yeah, very parent of you.
sure, yeah. I mean and I've basically have 3 stations. The 80s on 8 and Hair Nation and Ozzy's Boneyard. It's pretty much the 3, with maybe a little Rock the Bells radio.
Okay, so
LL Cool J.
Oh.
I'm bad.
So does that have like a host? Is it like a radio station?
Yeah, actually,
or?
like the 80s on 8 has all the old MTV like VJs that host it. Yeah. And so
Fun.
they do that, and then the Hair Nation and stuff like that just has a couple guys, Eddie Trunk and a few other guys that have been on there forever.
Yeah.
Stuff too. So that's kind of what I listen to. Like Spotify, you guys are more Spotify's. I mean, newer music, right? I mean,
it just is
everything.
everything. But I think that I can't personally do like a radio or a Sirius XM because I need to listen to the same song about 1,000 times on my drive to work before. Like, I'm one of those people who like gets obsessed with a song and will listen to it till I hate it a little bit. So
Can you do that on Sirius XM?
You can't do it on Sirius XM, but I was going to say, when I used to work, I would get to work really early in the morning, and I would put my Bluetooth headphones in, and I would get a song in my head, and I have to play it over and over again.
Yeah.
So I know what you're talking about.
So I wouldn't be able to do like a Pandora or a Sirius XM of listening. I think I enjoy on Spotify specifically. There was like a lot of backlash. They added that they had a shuffle button, obviously, like you could shuffle your playlists, and they added like a special shuffle or like a smart shuffle. So it would shuffle your playlist, but it would add a song that they think would be a good addition to it, just like kind of in it. And I kind of enjoyed when they did that because it added to my music. It actually was like a specific song that I didn't know or like that matched the vibe that I enjoyed. But a lot of people hated that they added that feature, which I think is so lame that people were so pressed about it because you could just turn it off.
Oh, yeah.
But people were really upset, but I think it's great.
That you found new music?
Yeah, so it would bring it would be like a song that I completely forgot existed of like by the same artist. or like, just
Well,
yeah.
and Pandora's kind of the same way too, because you say like, you play like, I don't know, Night Ranger radio or something like that, and so they'll play one Night Ranger song, and then all of a sudden it's like Bon Jovi and all the kind of songs from that genre. So unless you buy, I don't know, I'm always such a cheap guy. I don't do like the pay for subscriptions. I do, where all of a sudden you've got ads coming in there and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Spotify is kind of weird too, because we have a family account, Sullivan and I, and it was really weird because all of a sudden they did like, okay, you have to like repick your plan. Remember that? Remember when they did that? And like they were doing like a full change of their payment structure. So I texted Sullivan and I was like, I was already paying like $9.99 or something, and then they were doing family plans for $13.99. So I was like, Sullivan, we're just gonna get on a family plan.
Yeah.
Like if and so now we just split the family plan. But yeah, I do kind of like their curated playlists. Like I feel like Spotify is worth it for me in general because all the podcasts are hosted there, but I do like my Wrapped. I do like being able to curate things and like listening to them. When you have premium, you can listen to it like it's a library.
So making a full circle even smaller that we just did. So tell me about the Spotify Wrapped then.
Okay, yeah. So Spotify Wrapped comes out like end of November, early December every year. And basically it gives you like your top artist, your top genre, where you fall in that artist. So like my top artist this year was Khalid. Do you even know who that is?
No.
That's insane.
Yeah, my favorite artist.
That's like so unexpected from you.
Really?
Is Khalid, I mean, is that a rapper or is that just a guy that...
Sydney's in the room, by the way. Sydney, what would you say Khalid is? R&B, yeah.
Okay.
Like remember that song like send me your location, let's focus on communicate, or
I'd say no.
Or like young dumb and broke.
No, and
it's like very radio pop.
Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of the new stuff. I mean, I just don't. I mean, I mostly listen to my old 80s hair metal. I mean, that's just kind of me.
So it tells you your top artist, and then it tells you where you fall, like how many minutes you've listened to it.
Oh.
And then where you fall in their viewership. So like so I was in the top 0.05% of Khalid listeners.
Wow.
0.05.
That's almost obsession.
Yes, it's kind of weird because I don't necessarily feel that. And like you said, it wasn't like that. But so it gives you all your top artists. It gives you your top podcasts. It gives you your genre. It gives you, this year it gave you like in July, you were feeling mostly this mood. And in August, you were listening to a lot of Broadway and like stuff like that. So it kind of like wraps up literally your music taste of the year.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome how, advanced things have gotten, because, I mean, when I started listening to music, it was basically like albums and 8-track tapes.
I think they're like, I personally really love listening to full albums, and I actually just bought the vinyl of Lady Gaga's newest album because I love that album.
Yeah, vinyl's making a
huge comeback.
Monster comeback.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I would go to the store. You going to say something?
What is an 8-track tape?
An 8-track tape. Well, 8-track tapes, I think they came out in like the 60s, and what it was it was like the music that was on a metal reel, and they used to have like audio reels that would play music, and what they did was they wanted
like a film? Like film?
No, like a just like a metal tape had the audio on it.
Okay.
And so you would run it through the heads and it would, play the music. And so they wanted to make it portable. So they made these 8 tracks that were about the size
I need to find a picture of this.
Yeah. It was about the size of probably a Nintendo 64 cartridge or something like that. But it had 8 tracks on it, and you could put the songs on it. And so it would go, and they made 8-track. I think Ford came out with, was one of the first cars that had an 8-track tape player in it. And so you plug that in, you were able to take your music with you, but the limitations were it was kind of, the sound wasn't as good. So, yeah. So that's not even a reel. That's a reel. That's not an 8-track.
An 8-track tape, like this.
Like that. So one of the first 8-tracks that came out, I think, was like Elvis or something like that, or the Beatles. So
That's
yeah.
the first vinyl you guys gave me. Ironically, was the Beatles.
Oh yeah, the Beatles. Yeah.
Sorry.
So I remember my sister and her husband, they had all the Kiss albums and all that stuff, and my brother had a lot of the Beatles original albums, which
On the 8-track tapes?
No, actually albums. And then my mom had literally 1,000 8-track tapes. She bought every 8-track tape there was known to man. I remember listening to like Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, like the Bee Gees on 8-track.
So it plugs in like a cassette tape.
Yeah, you'd have an 8-track player, and you would plug it in, and it would go. There was like each track would play, and then it would skip to the next track. So you couldn't never rewind it. You just had to basically let it go.
Yeah.
You could skip to the next track, which would speed it up. But yeah, you couldn't ever rewind it. So. Yeah, and so after that, 45 records. I used to go buy 45 records, and which were smaller records, basically, like singles and stuff. So I went up to this place was called Record Bar, and I could ride my bike up to it. And I lived, in California, and so I go up there and I buy it, and I'm speeding home, to get home, put it on, and it gets about 30 seconds in, and it starts skipping, and I'm like, oh, crap. Yeah, it skipped. So I was like, oh crap. So I get on my bike, pedal back up there, and I go up. I say, hey, this record skipped, and he's like, oh, okay, well, I guess we can refund it. I'll give you another one. So, get on my bike, back home, put it on, all excited, start skipping again. I'm like, you shit! Come on. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go up there and do it, and so
and
I go.
Return it again.
Yeah, so I ride my bike all the way up there, and it was only like 4 or 5 blocks, so it wasn't that far. So I walk in there, and the guy's like. He's like, dude, he's like, you probably should check your needle, or you probably should get a new record player, because, these are brand new and they shouldn't be skipping. So I'll give you your money back, but I can't give you another.
But stop coming in here
but
with our shit.
we're not gonna continue to keep giving you these 45s that
keep skipping.
Yeah, like the old Elton John and Kiki D. Don't go breaking my heart thing. So anyway, you used to do that with the 45s and the albums, and then what they actually had was when cassettes started coming out, they had these 8-track converters where it looked like an 8-track, but you would just set the cassette inside of it, and then you put it in the car player, and it would start playing your cassettes.
Oh.
Yeah. Before cassette players in cars became pretty much the norm.
Okay.
Yeah. Before obviously, CDs.
And then they had those cassette players that had like a aux cord that came out of it.
I had a friend who drove one of those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you just plugged it into your phone.
Yeah.
It's
you could do that. That was
It's kind of weird how that evolution has happened. Like cars evolved, as did the tapes that we were plugging into cars. Like now my car does not even have a CD.
Mine either.
Oh yeah, because it's all MP3s and
Bluetooth
that kind of stuff too.
and
CarPlay. Yeah.
So I had this crazy idea one time. We used to always go to the beach when I lived on the East Coast, and my buddy of mine, Hurdle, was his name.
Jesus.
That was his middle name.
Hurdle.
Hurdle.
It's a family name.
If you guys didn't listen to the Thanksgiving episode where Dad spent a hot minute listing off names, and I just sat there in confusion.
Chud.
Yeah, Chud is my favorite.
LA Dream Team.
Go listen to that, because that was really funny, and that is why we're annoyed with him again for having Hurdle as a friend.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to have him. They used to have a thing called an Amp Man, which was like a Sony Walkman, but you could plug your guitar into it, and you could listen to what you were playing in the headphones. And so I had this crazy idea. I said, well, let's take that and we'll plug it into that cassette thing that goes into my car, and you could play, like, we'll go down on the strip of the beach, and you could play requests for people from the car. And I was like, you know how many chicks we would get if we did that? We would be badass.
Did you do it?
No, we never did it because we couldn't figure out the way to do it. So anyway, it didn't work out, but I always had that idea to do that. It was been cool as hell.
Yeah, now
I'm sure.
the time has passed. Yeah.
Yeah, you ran out of time.
Oh,
on that.
for sure. and
And it would be creepy too if you and Hurdle
Man,
were,
Hurdle yeah.
down on the beach now.
Hurdle.
Hurdle.
Hurdle, I think, is bartending down somewhere in North Carolina. But
Hurdle, if you end up seeing this, come on the podcast.
peace out. Play rap for me, Hurdle. Anyway, yeah. So, cassettes came out obviously, and I had that's when I was buying a bunch of cassettes. They were, but the quality, the sound quality wasn't as good.
Yeah.
So, skip up to CDs. In like the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I think I started getting, like, I got this huge boom box, like straight out of frickin' Radio Raheem from Do the Right Thing and Spike Lee's.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. Anyway, Radio Raheem was this dude that had this huge jam box, and anyway,
he carried it on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got one of those, I think, for we went down to the beach, and of course, me being a goofball, you'd have to pack that thing with about 22 D batteries for about 3 hours worth of sound, and the thing was about 150 pounds, and you're looking at, all right, everybody jamming.
Yeah, you're like dead on the beach with this thing.
Yeah, so of course I'm the badass because I got the CDs that, nobody has, and shout out to my buddy Cathwood. He told me that CDs stands for Chicks Dig 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicks dig 'em.
Yeah. And
2 words is dig 'em, but
yeah, and of course I think partly the reason why they made compact discs, they call them CDs, was to support the joke that you'd always play on your buddies. Like if I had, hey, do you want 2 CDs? And you go, yeah. And I go, to CDs nuts. Anyway.
We're going to have one of these every episode, I think, that just...
Oh, my God, that's funny.
That's so funny.
That's so funny. So...
Just CDs nuts.
Just CDs nuts? So anyway, so we get to the beach, right? And I've got my boom box. And, of course, we're just jamming. And we used to drink quite a bit back then. I mean, we were drinking a lot. And so anyway,
And now you got the power of music, like in Footloose.
Now you got the power of music. You're paying,
They had the power of dance.
$35 for these D batteries that would last for, like I said, 2 hours. And then,
yeah.
They wouldn't be doing it. And so I get the thing back to our hotel, and there's sand all in the fucking CD player.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And so it wouldn't play CDs anymore.
Wait, you broke it?
Yeah.
Like it's done?
It pretty much had broken it.
Well,
oh, my God.
Yeah. So it would still play, but it would kind of stop here and there and stuff like that. And finally, I'm like, oh, man, how am I going to get all this sand out of the frickin'...
And sand's something that you can never really recover from.
No.
Sand and glitter.
Sand
You're done.
and glitter, yes.
Confetti's a bad one, too.
Confetti, yeah. So, anyway, so CDs, and I mean, of course, like, backtracking to, like, live music that,
Were you at Woodstock?
I was not at Woodstock, because that was in the 60s, dude, and I was born in 69, so peace
Summer
out to
of
Woodstock.
69.
But no, I used to go to, my mom would take me to, the first concert I saw was the Beach Boys.
Oh, fun.
And then my mom she would take me to see all these old, like I say they're old. There was a singer, his name was Bobby Vinton, that he was like a polka singer, but he was very popular.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
And so anyway, so she takes me and my sister to,
Which one?
San Francisco, Martha.
Okay.
Takes me and Martha to see Bobby Vinton, and there was a comedian open up for him by the name of Red Fox, which you guys don't know who Red Fox is, but he was this black comedian that was very, very adult, really dirty, like a dirty adult.
How old were you?
I was, I would say probably 7.
What?
Or 8. Yeah. So I spent the whole time Red Fox. All I could hear was laughter, and my mom's got her hands over my ears.
Oh God.
Yeah, for the whole like first 45 minutes of the show because, every other word out of his mouth was the F-bomb.
Oh
and
my
it
God.
was hilarious. So, for some reason, the things I remember about it was there was like, there was a time when Bobby Vinton came on where he invited people up from the audience if they wanted to come up and like shake his hand or whatever, give him.
Yeah,
it was weird. I don't know if I dreamt this. No,
like pray to him.
no. So Martha, my sister, gets up and then goes up on stage and gives him a kiss on his cheek.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not serious. And comes back and my mom's like, "Oh my gosh," and Martha goes, "It tasted like cold cream." Because he had so much makeup on, I guess.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
tasted.
Yeah, it tasted like makeup.
Oh my God,
like
that's funny.
cold cream. So I mean, concerts and stuff, and my mom would take me. I mean, we went to see Neil Diamond several times. I mean, I absolutely love Neil Diamond. My mom my mom was such a Neil Diamond fan that she like made up the fact that Neil Diamond's wife was named Kathleen.
Like to you.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, his wife's name's Kathleen." I'm like, "No." So years later, I'm like, "I don't think that's true, Mom." She goes, "Yeah." I mean, she was definitely obsessed with Neil Diamond.
That's awesome.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like I said, we went to see Barry Manilow, Kenny Rogers, all those older things my mom used to take me to. And then I had my buddy, the LA Dream Team, Lance. We would go to concerts all the time. Like, it just seemed like every month there was another concert that we were going.
We don't go to very many concerts. What was your first concert?
The Jonas Brothers.
Really?
Yeah, 2019.
With me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess when would you have gone?
Yeah. Did you go? I mean, like the 4-H fair and stuff like that. Did you?
At one point, Corbin Bleu came, and we were all freaking out about it because Corbin Bleu is Corbin fucking Bleu.
Well, it was like post High School Musical 2.
Yeah, so like hottest Corbin Bleu.
Cordon Bleu.
Cordon Bleu.
Cordon Bleu. But we didn't really attend the music venues at the fair. We just, and specifically for that one, we stood outside the fence.
Yes.
Because we couldn't even get in.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, and Hunter Hayes came.
Oh, yeah, Hunter Hayes did come.
Florida Georgia Line came too.
Oh, yeah, Florida Georgia Line did come.
Yeah.
And I remember actually asking if I could sit on the garage roof and listen, as if I cared that much about Florida Georgia.
Or that you heard it any
I remember
better.
there was like...
Well, we lived decently close.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that to sit on the garage roof versus like in the yard. Or
like that is the
just
major
more chance
difference.
to jump off and hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually slide off and just fall. Like, I don't even think if... Yeah.
No, there was some... I mean, like Tesla came not too long ago to one of those small fairs. And a lot of these groups, like Def Leppard, and are playing like fairs and different things too. But
yeah, like reunion tours are included.
I mean, Def Leppard by far is one of the most amazing live bands I've ever seen.
Wow.
I've seen them several times.
I've seen Ed Sheeran twice, and he is by far the best.
Really?
You saw Demi Lovato too,
I
and
know.
you're saying
Twice
Ed
also.
Sheeran is better than Demi Lovato live.
Yeah, so I do love Demi, and when I went to her, both times I was a very big fan of hers. And now I'm like a fan, but not just don't have a fan account anymore. But I did see Ed Sheeran twice, and he uses a foot pedal. Do you guys know what that is? Like a repeat foot pedal?
No.
Oh, okay.
So he plays a part, like the bass line of a song, and then hits the foot pedal, and that keeps playing. So he's basically recording it into the foot pedal, and then that he plays. There's no band; it's just him.
Oh wow! That's
so he
pretty
plays
awesome.
every layered sound, or he'll do the he'll do a lower harmony, and he'll sing on top of it with the foot pedal.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
So he builds up the song, which is really cool. So if you haven't seen Ed Sheeran live, I don't even know if he is touring these days, but
no idea.
but he's really good, and he definitely was one of my faves. For sure.
For sure. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, as far as best concerts go, I mean, like I said, Def Leppard was definitely one, and Queensryche is another, like a hair metal band that that I absolutely love, and they are amazing in live too.
Oh.
They actually lost their lead singer. They had a falling out, and so the band is kind of reformed with that. But anyway, he's really good too, that guy. So yeah, so in North Carolina, we met a lot of these people. Like I mentioned Catherwood, my buddy from the CDs times.
CDs times.
Yeah, the CDs times. He grew up in New Jersey, and so his mom was really good friends with David Bryan's mom, who is the keyboardist of Bon Jovi. And so
wow.
every time when Bon Jovi would come to Charlotte, we would get backstage passes.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we would go, and I never actually met John Bon Jovi, but I got like Tico Torres's autograph and a couple things. I had him sign a CD, and I had the backstage pass and all that stuff, which was really cool too.
Dad, you've lived a whole life.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But we used to, like I said, we like Firehouse, who started out as a band called White Heat in Charlotte, and Firehouse still tours, I think, with some of the like Extreme and those bands kind of thing. But so me and my buddy L Rock, we went to see Firehouse in, and I have to say this, we lost L Rock a couple years back, so really miss that guy a lot because we had so many memories and that kind of stuff. But so we went to see Firehouse at a small club in Charlotte, and then they were going to be playing in Wilmington, which is on the coast of North Carolina. This was on Wednesday night, and Thursday was Thanksgiving. So
yeah.
So
Blackout Wednesday, as they call it around here.
Yeah, Blackout Wednesday. So anyway, so we're in Charlotte. The Firehouse gets done. We're like, okay, we're gonna head down to a small beach, like Yopon Beach in North Carolina, where we're having our Thanksgiving. So I've got this CRX. Me and L Rock were, as sober as we can get, starting to drive, and
great.
And so I'm telling you, it's Wednesday night of coming up on Thanksgiving. So it's like 11:30. We got about a 3.5 hour ride.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I got about a quarter tank of gas. I've got a CRX. It gets great gas mileage. So we're going down these back roads, and we pull up to this gas station, and Larry's like, we better get gas, dude. And I look up, and the gas was like $1.39. And I'm like,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, at that time, I mean, gas was probably $1.09.
Yeah. So
I mean, it was It was not. So I'm like, dude, I am not paying $139
cents.
139 cents a gallon for gas. I'd rather run out before paying that.
You did, didn't you?
Stupid ass me.
You ran out of gas.
Stupid ass me. We continue on, and again, the CRX, it's it's good. So we're going, and we're to the stretch where we're not seeing any gas stations at all.
Or lights.
No lights, no gas. It's Wednesday night. Now it's creeping into Thursday morning, a.m. And so I'm watching that gas gauge, and it's going down. And Larry's like, yeah, okay, all right, that's cool. So sure as shit, we get about probably, I don't know, maybe 5 miles from where we're supposed to be, and the car starts stalling.
Are you kidding me?
This is Thursday fucking morning. And so comes to a stop right in front of this house. And it's like, that's how horror movies start, right?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
So anyway, we get out, and we're like, oh fuck. And so we don't even know where the closest gas station is. We just start walking. So as we get out of the car, we start walking, and we notice the garage door come up. And this guy's standing there. I'm like, hey,
with
dude.
a chainsaw.
Yeah, with a chainsaw.
A mask on his face.
Like,
It was so
hey.
weird.
I'm like, hey, dude, we just ran out of gas. I said, can you point us in the right direction of where the gas station is? And he goes, oh man, just hop in the truck, man. I'll take you up to the gas station. So, like, pretty lucky. So anyway, we get in there and
Yeah, lucky.
One might say thankful.
very thankful. So we get in there, and of course we're driving, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "Hey man, you guys got any weed?"
Oh.
And I'm like, "No, do you?"
Yeah.
So anyway, no, there was no weed at that. So we ended up getting the
At that.
gas, and he brought us back down to the car, filled it up with gas, and so
Oh.
So we didn't get, sex trafficked or anything like that. Or
Good. A Thanksgiving
Kidneys-
miracle.
kidney stolen. or
Can
anything like that.
I ask how that has to do with music?
Well, a Firehouse. We were going to see
Mhm.
Firehouse. We were going to see them in Wilmington.
Gotcha.
If you
Right.
rewind,
was
The
confused.
Rewind
start of
back
the
to there.
story was at a concert that
Yes.
ended thankfully.
right,
I'm there
Not
now. I
sex
just
trafficked.
forgot where we started this journey
Right.
together.
Mhm.
and so another memorable, well, not so memorable, but pretty comical time is me and Wayne B, who's my other best friend in the world, and I'm kind of lucky that I have Wayne B and Lance, LA Dream Team, as my buddies that have experienced a lot of this stuff with. So anyway, so me and Wayne B are both diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fans. We are going up to see the Pittsburgh Steelers in like preseason, like some camp, like a mini camp.
Yeah.
In July, up in Pittsburgh, and so just so happens that Kiss is playing in Pittsburgh, and you know what, I'm going to ask you about this in a little bit about my shirt that I got from there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we find out that Kiss was playing at Civic Arena, and it was actually they had kicked off their tour in Cleveland, and then the next night they were going to play in Pittsburgh. And so we're like, oh shit, dude, we're going to go see Kiss. That's awesome. So we go to this bar, and we start there's like, they had wings on special for like 10 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're eating wings, we're drinking beer, we're just just getting stupid. Because we had to just walk over to Civic Arena,
Mm-hmm.
see the show, and that. So anyway,
This was pre-football game or post-football game?
this was actually, we had already gone to camp. This was in July. It was
okay.
There's the camp at Latrobe, Pennsylvania. So we load up on all this food and, beer, and stumble over to the Kiss concert. And Kiss comes out, and they got the full makeup, and they're fucking rocking it out. And all of a sudden, I'm just like, yeah, all right, I guess. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, did somebody shit their pants?
No.
And I look over at Wayne, and Wayne gives me this shitting smile, like he farted, and it smelled so freaking bad. It was like, oh my God.
In this concert?
In this concert. And so this poor guy next to him, oh my God, we laughed about that so much. It was like, we started calling that dude was like the rockin' bandit and stuff like that. And the next day we were driving to Canton, Ohio to see the Football Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to laughing about that. I was crying. I had to pull the car over because we were laughing so fucking hard about it. And to this day, when we talk about it, it's like, man, Wayne goes, that dude had to pay the price for rock and roll.
Oh my God, literally.
It's
because of those fucking wings.
Yeah, oh my God, the wings and the beer and stuff like that. And like I said, that
Yoinks.
shit-eating grin that Wayne gave me, and like, oh my God, you son of a bitch. Just
Lucky boys. Yeah, I do have I did take Dad's Kiss shirt from that concert.
yeah, my Kiss Destroys Civic Arena concert shirt.
And I did cut it.
I know. I knew about this actually.
Yeah, because there was like an 80s.
It was
No.
like fucking Spirit Week in high
No.
school.
No, none of the above. It was
Kesha or something like that. you were
No,
wearing?
I did wear it for Kesha also. I wore it actually a lot, but when I did cut it, I cut like the triangle was popular.
So Tumblr.
Yeah, it was like 2017 maybe. So the triangle cut in a t-shirt was popular, so that like you saw your cleavage, but like you still were wearing a t-shirt. I went to a college party with a friend, and the theme of the party was America, and the Kiss letters were in all. I didn't cut it for
like
that,
red, white,
but
and
they
blue,
were in red, white, and blue. And I did ask Dad if I could cut it before, and he said he didn't care.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of another thing when we used to go see at the Coliseum. The baddest ass thing you could do was they always had the people that did security always had a shirt with the concert logo on it, and it had security on the back.
Oh yeah.
And so so you'd offer those guys $20 for that shirt, and you'd wear it the next day to school, and people were like, "Oh man, you're bad."
Oh, because you had a security thing.
Yeah, so I think I got a Def Leppard one when we went to see them.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was one of my favorite shirts of all time.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm currently wearing one of my favorite shirts of all time. And if you
Yeah, that is so cute.
And to circle back a little bit, she was not on my Spotify Wrapped.
Reba wasn't? You thought that was going to be top person.
I know, or like 3.
At least.
I was thinking, but she wasn't.
Not even top 5.
Not even top 5.
My 5 is the one that I'm most embarrassed about.
Oh, who is it?
So I took a picture of mine just so I would be able to show you guys. Sydney is in the room, but just texted me that she has also worn the Kiss cut shirt.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's vintage. That's as vintage as it gets.
So
that's as vintage as it gets.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
I'm all good with that.
Okay, let me find my Spotify Wrapped. So, my top artist, like I said, was Khalid. Do you have any guesses what my top song was?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So basically it gives you, and then it gives you, this is also kind of important for Dad. It gives you a full playlist of the top 100 songs you listen to throughout the whole year. So you get a playlist of like so your top song, whatever it was that you listen to the most, and then like in order of 100. So you get like a really good playlist that wraps up your whole year. So that's where like what I'm listening to now, and it's so fun and special.
Okay, and this is gonna really surprise you guys. I'm not sure if I even believe this. Like this might make my Spotify Wrap like not accurate. And Dad, I don't even think you're gonna know this song, but I'm the top 0.01% of this song.
What song?
Rush by Troye Sivan.
Oh please.
Okay. Who? By what? Maha?
It's a song about literally. Like
this is the album art of it.
It's a song about literally taking.
Are you gonna show the album art on the thing?
I'll put it over
Leo
here.
and Lance.
That's so funny.
But
I'm in the top 0.01%. It was in. I think it was in a lot of my playlists this year, so I can see like if I was playing it through a playlist, like I was over and over play. But I don't necessarily ever feel like I was hyper fixating on that song.
Yeah. It was in my top 100, but it was not top 5. Yeah. My number 1 song was Can't Tame Her by Zara Larsson.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Don't even know who these guys are. The only person I know like from this, like
that we've chatted about?
Well, is like The Weeknd.
Because of Fortnite?
No. Well, maybe. I mean, that was actually, he was kind of before I don't know. He was kind of when I first started playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
The Weeknd was there. But no, like Blinding Lights.
Oh, yeah, we did the Blinding Lights dance. Do you still have that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
we'll redo that.
Yeah, I remember driving behind you guys. I had to drive the U-Haul truck to come get you from college by myself.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just I was singing like Blinding Lights, and I was doing videos and stuff like that.
That's so funny.
That's funny. I rarely listen to The Weeknd, but I don't know if you're going to know any of these people, so let's just see. My top artists are, number 1 was Khalid, like I said. Number 2 is Sabrina Carpenter. Do you know who that is? She's like that little blonde one.
Like Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
She they're
looks
not the
like
same
her.
person.
They're not. I mean, if that's
are all these guys. I mean,
Sydney Sweeney is an actress.
Right. Sabrina Carpenter is very risque on stage.
Yes, she
that's
does.
Her
those,
backlash right now.
She does like a
Have you ever tried this one?
Yeah. She does espresso. It's that me espresso.
No.
Yeah, it's the same tune as Domingo from SNL.
No.
Okay.
Jesus.
Jesus, we gotta get you
No.
out
Sydney
more.
Sweeney, the only reason I know Sydney Sweeney is because I think she was on Handmaid's Tale, right?
He says she's hot.
Who said that?
No.
Who said that?
She's not
Besides
on
the obvious.
Hey,
that,
No.
But I mean, when
she's
she,
not on Handmaid's Tale.
Yes,
babe.
she is.
No, she's not.
She played one of the. You sure?
No, she's in Euphoria.
I thought she was in. Look it up, Sid. I swear she's in Handmaid's Tale. Thank you, but she didn't play a hottie in Handmaid's Tale.
I believe
She's
that.
only in one episode though. That's what she's saying.
Yes, she played the wife of one of the.
Okay, the other
generals or whatever.
three I have
Fucked up.
to see if you know are Tate McRae. No way you know her.
Taint. Taint McRae,
Tate. Tate. T-A-T-E. Tate.
not T-A-I-N-T.
No.
We made it clear
Taint.
that her name is not Taint.
Oh, it's a he.
It's a
I said
no,
she.
it's she.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And then Renee Rapp.
Is
I
that
wish
like
she was on mine?
W-R-A-P?
No, R-A-P-P.
No, actually, Renee Rapp was on went to the Jimmys.
Yeah, Renee Rapp is like a theater
She won
kid.
the Jimmy Awards
What?
in 2019. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still don't know who.
And
it
she
is.
sang a song from Chaplin, actually, with
No.
Strep Throat,
And one?
and won.
really good.
She's so good.
She was in
From
the
which state though?
I think Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But she was in the when they did the remake of Mean Girls with the musical. She played Regina George.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
She's iconic.
She
She's
is
a good-
iconic.
She's has a pretty good
Okay.
album too.
Number 5, and the reason I did not post mine, Glee cast.
Oh please.
Glee cast.
Are you fucking kidding? I was expecting like Morgan Wallen, the way you were saying about it, or like.
Oh, Morgan Wallen. Didn't he get canceled for something?
He's
right?
been canceled
Yes.
for several things.
Yeah.
Okay, my top artist, starting from 5, going up to be
Okay.
to match yours. Number 5 was also the Glee cast, and I would very proudly post that.
No.
Normally it would be number 1, and it actually just dropped. It was 1 for a really long time. It was 2 last year, and now it's 5 this year. So we're broadening our horizons, but also the Glee cast comes out with bangers, and you'd be a fool to not admit it.
I think also I really rack up my Glee cast hours during this time of year because if you know me, and Deck the Halls is
Yeah, their Christmas albums are good,
Yeah.
but also like
The
Smooth
Glee Cat?
Criminal.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we listen to that on like Amazon Music or
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean,
Mom does
See?
that. She always fights with Alexa though. Alexa, turn that down. You know, like turn it down 1. And nothing happens. Like you gotta say Alexa. So anyway, sorry.
I used to listen to the Glee cast does get a lot of plays during the Christmas time. I used to work at Bath and Body Works, and if anyone who worked at Bath and Body Works knows, Christmas is from November 1st through the end of January, basically, because of sales and
Yeah.
bullshit. So I was
and
listening.
Karen's.
Yeah. But specifically, Last Christmas by Wham, the Glee version
Oh,
of that song
God.
played. I
I
swear
thought you
to
were gonna
God,
say Mariah Carey.
she was on that. I think they
Ah.
had a 1 hour long playlist for Christmas that just played on repeat
Oh,
every
God.
hour on the hour in the
Yes.
same. But anyway,
Okay,
so
so
number
that's
5,
5.
Glee cast.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
Okay.
Wham? Is that the Wham one?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Number 4, Dad, Chapel Roan.
You know.
Chapel Roan. Now
She's pretty popular. Like she's really popular right now.
equate her to somebody I would know in my time.
Madonna, yeah.
I feel
Okay.
like she's kind of Madonna-esque, but I also do feel like she gives a little bit of Lady Gaga in her early years.
Not even a little bit. She is Lady Gaga in her early years.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
She's
Okay.
an-
now
she's-
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3 is Sabrina Carpenter as well, which we already talked
Sydney
about.
Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney's
Sydney Sweeney look-alike.
contest.
You know Sabrina Carpenter. She's the one that's like, it's that me espresso.
Espresso
Okay,
was the number 1
don't.
song streamed throughout the entirety of the world this year.
I don't know
Okay, how
that
about
because I
this?
don't listen to the new stuff.
Okay, how
It's
about
true.
this one?
It would
How-
not play on 80s on 80.
How about
Does
this?
Sydney Sweeney? Does she swing? Sing?
I don't know if she swings, and I don't know if she sings. Keep going, number 2.
Sings. God
No.
Lord.
Sydney Sweeney does not.
Well, actually, she does
not
swing in the movie Madame Web.
Oh.
Marvel movie.
Anyway, I haven't seen that either. So
Number 2 was Beyonce,
Beyonce,
which you know.
Beyonce all on this mouth like, what is it, glitter?
Lady
know.
B.
Queen Bee.
I don't even know. I just said Lady B because it's
Lady
Lady
B.
A,
Yeah,
Lady
Gaga.
Lady A is a band, and
Used to be Lady Antebellum, right?
yes, good job.
But there was already Lady A, though. Wasn't there like a controversy with that?
No, Antebellum is what that controversy was with, because Antebellum means like pre-Civil War. So it was like,
Oh, I know, but there was already, when they changed it to Lady A, there was already a Lady A.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Probably.
So-
I mean, it's
Anyway,
Lady
I
A.
know, it's-
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
but
do love Lady Antebellum, by the way.
Lady A is their
Okay,
name
So.
now.
Yeah, Need You
Anyway.
Now.
Great
Yes.
song.
Yeah.
Great song. Anyway,
Great song.
Sorry, Sol.
Actually, it's a fantastic transition because number 1 was not Lady A, but was Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Wow, that's surprising from you.
So I thought about it as
Mhm.
well because I looked at mine and I was like, I don't feel like this is right. But if we look at who all 4 of these women have dropped incredible albums this year.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think I listened to all of their albums sacrilegiously.
Yeah.
Or I guess not sacrilegiously, religiously, because throughout the year. Like Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn album.
And she
Beyonce-
did that one with Bruno Mars.
Oh my God, Die With A Smile was number 4 on my list.
Yeah.
So like that just takes it.
Yeah.
Beyonce with Cowboy Carter, Sabrina Carpenter with Short and Sweet, and then Chappell Roan with not only her like fucking with Good Luck, I must say Good Luck Charlie, but
Good
Good
Luck,
Luck Babe, and her whole album
Yeah.
dropped this year. So that makes sense to me, and it kind of transitions back to what we were talking about with albums coming out and listening.
You
to
guys
full
aren't
albums.
Swifties at all?
Not to the extent that I would not
T-Swift?
ever classify myself as a Swiftie because, and we have a friend who is very much so a Swiftie who who
Shout out Lexi. She's on another podcast of ours.
That's true, Lexi, and I love Lexi. She like religiously watches the like lives and like wants to know the surprise songs that she does at her concerts, and I'm not I personally don't.
I would say
care enough.
my Swiftie era was Speak Now.
Yes.
When I was in middle school and swimming, I would listen to the album on repeat.
She's been around that long?
Yeah.
Yes, she's had, how many eras has she had?
13.
Like, yeah, she's released 13 different albums.
And
Yeah.
actually like 26 now with
She's just a great performer, though, isn't she? I mean,
Yeah.
that you guys would go see if somebody offered
for
you
sure.
tickets, right?
I think that, yeah, if someone bought the tickets, I think I would definitely go see her.
Well, guess what I had? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? No, the Eras tour actually ended yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then
And that was like a,
Year-long extravaganza.
more than that,
Yeah,
right?
it was like a good. It was a while. It's
and Dad, when I tell you, like, people were paying $2,000 for, like, nosebleeds. Like,
insane.
Yeah.
no view of the actual stage. They would watch her on, like, a Jumbotron and just know
Yeah.
that they were in the room with her for, like, $800.
So I would not classify myself as a Swiftie because Swifties are that.
yeah,
And
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So, but I do enjoy her music, and I specifically liked that she came out with all of her like Taylor's versions because it vamped my love for those albums.
Yeah, her
from
older
back
stuff.
in the day. Because Fearless is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Speak Now, like these ones are.
Yeah, but I think Britney Spears kind of paved the way for Taylor Swift. Don't you think?
Whoa, that
Well,
the Swiftie, you gotta be careful
I
with the Swifties online.
I don't
kidding.
know. I think
that's who kind of with you, Emily. I mean, that's who I remember was big when.
Taylor Swift.
No,
No,
Britney
Britney
Spears.
Spears.
Oh yeah, like me
Was-
growing up, like
yeah.
the early
Oh,
2000s.
you love Britney
yeah,
Spears.
I don't think that they're really comparable though. I think that because Britney Spears' like legacy is so much different than
Oh,
Taylor
absolutely.
Swift. So
yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
that like you
Total
really could
polar
compare.
opposites as far as. But I mean, as when she was popular, I mean, Britney Spears was,
Yeah.
at the height of her popularity.
Mm.
I mean, obviously Taylor Swift took it out of the.
I think
part,
that
but-
now there's just more money in these like now there's just more money in the industry. There people are spending more money on concerts. Concerts are more highly produced. So like the interactive part of like Taylor Swift now like is like it's much more it's much easier to have a large following now with like social media and all these like content drops and like
Yeah.
or merch drops or whatever. I think that it's really easy for someone like Taylor Swift who already has a massive following to just continue to like gain a larger following and like grow and like hit her original fan base. And that's like the thing about Taylor Swift too, is that I think that she makes a lot of people feel very nostalgic. Like like when we went to the Jonas Brothers, like we weren't regularly listening to the Jonas Brothers at that time, but like we did listen to them very religiously when we were growing up. So like seeing them do like Year 3000 when we were in our 20s was like super super fun. But yeah, no, I agree. I think that Britney Spears definitely was my early Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well, you did say something about, you know, the concert technology and that kind of stuff. I mean, I remember going to see Metallica back in like the 90s, and I've seen concert videos of like this year from them, and they sound and look better than they did in the 90s.
Yeah.
And those guys, I mean, they kind of were living a hard life when they were, you know, in the 90s. They were, and I don't know if I don't know what kind of regimen they went on, but they either sold their soul or something, but they all look great and they all sound even better than they did back in the 90s.
Well, and I think what's funny, what is that guy's name? Frankie Valli?
Oh my God.
The emergence of social media has allowed, like, I don't know who Frankie Valli, like, I wouldn't know who Frankie Valli is unless I saw that.
Oh,
like I wouldn't know face to name unless I saw that.
Scary video of that.
Did you see that video?
And
okay,
I mean,
no. Well, it's not just hers, but like,
yeah.
But all these people, like, it was like a trend that it was just like Frankie Valli just comes out.
Oh my God! Yeah,
like dying.
Yeah. Then all the memes were going around like, yeah, me after they took me home because I was shit hammered drunk, and all of a sudden he show up like, oh my God, that gave me nightmares when he walked out in between those guys.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your Spotify Wrapped? So we need to think of your top song. So a song that you absolutely could not get out of your head, and it's definitely not going to be accurate, but like,
yeah, what would your
to
top
minutes,
5?
But like, what would your top 5 artists be, and then your top song?
So my top 5 artists, would probably
this year.
This year
This in the 2024.
Year.
But I can't. I mean, who I listen to?
Yeah, like currently, because you can't listen to, like, let's say Firehouse, you were listening to a lot years and years and years ago, but this year it's only taking it from like last November to this November.
Oh my gosh, I didn't listen to a lot of new stuff. It's all old.
Okay.
Stuff.
Okay, but who would
so
it
what
be?
are those top 5? Then?
Well, I mean, it has to be like definitely hair metal stuff.
Okay,
I mean, like,
so
like
you only have 5.
Okay, I would definitely put Def Leppard in there.
Okay, at what number?
Let's go. Let's see. Let's do. Well, we can do like Def Leppard at 5.
Okay.
And then like rap music too. I mean, I do like rap music from like the 80s and stuff, like Ice-T.
Oh yeah.
Is, you know,
Original Gangster.
Original Gangster. Rhyme Pays, all that good stuff. So I would put him in the top 5.
Ice-T at 4. You think you listen to Ice-T more than Def Leppard?
No, I think I listen to Def Leppard more than Ice-T.
So Ice-T is number 5.
Yeah.
Then Def Leppard.
Ice-T. And then I got Michael Jackson playing a lot.
Okay, so number 3.
So Michael Jackson. Probably, oh my goodness. I would have to say, I don't know. I mean, I kind of go through different things.
I know. Your next year's Wrapped's going to be different.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's just one Wrapped. I didn't like one of my artists this year.
If that would come, I'd probably be The Weeknd. I mean, I
wow, number 2.
Well, no, let's put The Weeknd at 5 and move everybody down.
Okay, so Weeknd, Ice-T, Def Leppard,
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, who's number 5, who's number 1. You're listening to more than anyone else.
More than anyone else. Let's say. Oh my gosh, that's really tough.
I know.
It's tough because again, all my.
Now you got to start using Spotify, so we'll actually know.
I know.
I'll
have to do that because it'll actually keep track of it, and then I won't have to think so hard on it. I would probably. I don't know. I kind of got back into Night Ranger actually.
I have no idea what that is.
Night Ranger is a band from the 80s.
Okay. What genre is it?
It's more like 80s, like hair.
Hair.
Yeah. Like it's not super hard rock, but it's just really good sounding rock.
Just
and
a
roll.
really good beat.
Yeah, just a good beat and good lyrics and stuff. So anyway, like I mean, that would be my Wrapped. Would be all those mainly older stuff.
I love it. What's the top song of the year?
Top song of the year for me. Oh my gosh, it would probably. I don't know. It could be. Just recently, I've been listening to a shit ton of Wicked.
Oh yeah, me too. Literally, and the first time we listened to it, me and my dad did cry together.
Oh yeah,
before we even saw the movie.
We did, yeah. So
just flashback from last week's Wicked talk. If you haven't seen the episode, go watch it / listen to it.
Right. So Defying Gravity would probably be. Yeah, I've probably listened to that more in the last 2 weeks than I have
in your life.
Any song, yeah. But yeah, so that'd be kind of it. I do love listening to music. I'm always like anytime I'm driving, I'm singing in the car. Just singing like hell, and it's a lot of fun.
Is Nessie. Nessie's a big car belter.
Car belt.
What else are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like BFFR.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like you can't really do anything else besides like either listen or like podcast or sing. Or I guess just silent, and sometimes that's a good little moment, but not for this episode. This episode is about music, so the only thing I do in the car is sing.
The only thing I do in the car is sing. But next year we could be on somebody's Spotify Wrapped in their podcast category.
Absolutely.
So
shoot for that. Listen
to all the episodes on Spotify. Leave us a review because it really, really helps us out when you leave us a 5-star review. I've taken the reins of starting to close this up. You guys have any lasting thoughts?
No, just
Your
just a quote from Bill Murray. It says, always give 100%, unless of course you're donating blood. So that's from Bill Murray.
And then you would only give a 12th.
And then you'd only give a 12th.
12%.
Yeah, and you get
which is how much percent?
And you get a cookie.
12%.
12%.
At 12.
Oh, you gotta go. Okay.
100%.
Yeah, so follow us on the socials. We are at Let's Call Dad on literally everything. You can connect with us. Check out the show notes. Send us an email at letscalldad@gmail.com. And have a fantastic day, everybody.
Peace out, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Bye.